let's look at individual challenge number 15. Number 1. What is the sum of 15 plus negative 6? By this point, you should know how to do this. This is adding different signs for integers. I will help you by telling you step 1. You have to find the number with the greater absolute value and keep that sign. Step 2, find the difference. So that is for number 1. Number 2, a swimming pool is 21.4 feet long and 12.75 feet wide. What is the area, or what area does the pool occupy? Okay, so we're talking about area. We know it's 21.4 feet long and 12.75 feet wide. So area equals length times width. You need to do 21.4. Actually, we'll put the 12.75 on top. Okay? You should be doing this on an extra sheet of notebook paper. All your homework is. Look at how I've lined up my numbers neatly. Remember your place values of zeros. You're going to have 1, 2, 3. You're multiplying by a 3-digit. So you're going to go down 3 places. So here you'll multiply like normal. Then you'll have your second row as a placeholder. Then your third row, you're going to add 2 zeros for placeholders, okay? And then you'll add them up. Okay? So remember, this first one, you're going to multiply like normal, your placeholder, and then your 2 placeholders. Okay? Line up your numbers and multiply. Number 3, a town in Texas, East Texas, received 10 inches of rain in 2 weeks. If it kept raining at the rate for a 31-day month, how much rain does the town receive? Okay, since we're talking in days, let's turn this 2 weeks into days. 2 weeks will equal 14 days. And now we can set up our proportion. We want inches to days. Okay, we have 10 inches, 14 days. And now we want to know how many inches over 31 days. So in this case, you need to cross multiply and divide. So when I cross multiply, I have 14x equals 310. How do you get x by yourself? You need to divide both sides by 14. Number 4, order the set of fractions and decimals from least to greatest. So in this case, we're either going to keep them all in fractions or all in decimals. In this case, I think it looks good in decimals. So I will do one for you. I will do 1 and 5/6 for you. I know that this is going to be 1 point because this 1 means a whole number. So now I have to change my 5/6 into a decimal. Who rocks the house? Top dog rocks the house. So 5 goes in the house, 6 goes outside. Shoot that decimal up. Add your 0. How many times does 6 go into 50? It goes in there 8 times. 8 times 6 is 48. Subtract, and you get 2. Pull down your 0. Okay. How many times does 6 go into 20? It goes in 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. Subtract. 2, pull down a 0. How many times does 6 go into 20? Again, 3 times. This looks like it's going to be a repeating. we're going to minus 18, and it's going to give us 2 again. So I'm just going to keep it at 0.833. So 1.833. Okay, I'll put a repeating sign over this just so that we know it repeats. Okay, this is also a positive number. Don't forget, when you turn this into a decimal, it's going to be a negative. When you turn this one into a decimal, it's going to be a negative. Okay, then I want it from least to greatest in its original form. So I want it to see 0.15 or 0.15 or negative 4 over 5. I do not want to see it all in decimal form. You need to write it out in its original form, please. Number 5, Eric spent $20 at the arcade. This represents 10% of the money he earned by working at the pizza parlor last week. How much money did Eric earn at the pizza parlor last week? So here's 20%. Your 20% represents 10%. This will be setting up your proportion, part over total. Percent is always over 100. That's a given. So our part is $20 because we don't know how much he earned. We don't know how much his total paycheck was. So I'll put an X over here. The 20 had represent 10%. 10% over 100. Okay? So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can cross multiply and divide, or let's just look at the pattern. How do we get from 10 to 20? Whatever you do on the top, you need to figure out on the bottom, and that should get you your X. 10 to 20, 100 to X. How do you get from 10 to 20? You need to do that down here as well. Okay? Or you can cross multiply and divide. If you cross multiply and divide, this would be 10x equals 2,000. And then you have to divide by 10. Okay? What is the mean for the data set below, number 6? Okay, so that means you need to add up all these numbers. So you got to add 14 plus 54 plus 54 plus 35 plus 25 plus 34 plus 21 plus 23. Okay, this should be done on your separate sheet of notebook paper, of course. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So once you get your total, you need to divide it by 8. And that should get you your mean. Your mean is your average. Add up all the numbers and divide by how many numbers you added. Number 7, the horizontal axis in a coordinate plane is called. Well, when you draw a coordinate plane, you have, this is your y and this is your x. So which axis is the horizontal one? Number 8, write each rational number in A over B form. By the way, your math lab code for today is eraser. Please write eraser under your name. To put this in A over B form, you need to go around the world. And then -9, you need to put it in A over B form. Okay? Number 9, the annual median income for a editor is $85,277. The annual mean income for an editor is $53,947. Over 25 years, how much more than an editor can a senior editor earn? Okay? In this case, you need to take your senior editor your senior editor and subtract an editor, which is 53,000. Okay, once you get your total, you need to multiply it times 25. Okay, I should see all your work on a separate sheet of paper. Remember to line up your numbers when you're subtracting. Last one. Number 10. Sam is playing a video game. He earns the same number of points for each prize he captures. He earned 1,200 points for 6 prizes, 2,000 points for 10 prizes, 2,600 points for 13 prizes. Which is a dependent variable in this situation? All right, so we got two variables. You got your points and your prizes. We need to figure out which one is the y. Which one is dependent? To figure that out, you have to figure out what depends on what. Okay, you have two variables, points and prizes. So which one depends on which? Whatever you wrote here is going to be your dependent variable.